Well, happy Monday and welcome back to another Hailcast discussion to start your week off. My name is Peyton Gallion here with your headlines for today. So we are going to talk about that threat of hail Kansas City had earlier this morning. Now going into the afternoon, other areas will be impacted, but if you were in the KC area, did you see some hail fall from the sky? Let us know, send us some pictures and reports. We also have the threat for the Northern Plains hail going into tomorrow. I'm talking about North Dakota, South Dakota, once again, that time of the year for them to get their storm systems. And of course, we're going to do a weekend recap. We had a couple 3-star hail maps throughout Saturday and Sunday we're going to take a look at. But before we move on, come visit us in 2 days in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We are going to be at the LaBerge Casino, part of the All-Star Stadium Tour. Come meet the team, come look at our cool chasing trucks, and meet Derek, the one and only green suit guy in front of the screen after a 5-star hail day. Taking a look at current temperatures across the area, you can see this is what that hail threat was for Kansas City earlier. You can see the storms are starting to die down as this system makes its way south to the Joplin and Arkansas area, and more storms are going to develop later on eastward going into the rest of the day. But current temperatures across the board, you can see 90s already down in Houston and Dallas. Once again, Florida, and the heat is not going to be done quite yet. Here in OKC, it's going to be the hottest week of the year so far, and I'll get a little bit more on that later because it is muggy outside. Just look at the dew points. You can see just how dry it is out west and how moist and wet the atmosphere is going eastward. We have dew points in the 70s, and that is just very sticky, and when you walk outside you can just feel all of that on you. Going to the muggy meter, it's agreeing with what I am saying. You can see these gross and sad faces. None of them are smiling right now. You can see even here in OKC, we're pretty upset. Down in Florida, heck no, we're not doing this. We want to get out of here. Not a great day to be roofing. You're going to be sweating. Make sure you stay hydrated with those electrolytes. Like I said, the storm system is going to continue to move eastward for our friends in the Northeast to get in on a little bit of that hail and wind action later today. So what areas are we watching exactly? Like I said, we are watching parts of Kansas City and parts of the Ohio Valley. Once again, parts of Illinois and Indiana do have that hail threat where they can see golf ball, ping pong size hail later today. And then in this yellow area, our level 1, that's where we can see that penny, nickel, dime size hail start to pick up. Isolated areas could see larger hail sizes. I wouldn't completely rule that out. Even up north in the Minneapolis area, we can see that penny, nickel, dime size hail possible as well. So wind is also going to be something we're concerned about, and it's going to be in the same areas we're seeing that hail threat. And as those storm systems continue to move east, that's when those wind gusts also move that direction as well. Gusts over 55 miles an hour are possible again up north in Minneapolis and across multiple states. I'm talking about Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York, just to name a few. We can see some isolated stronger wind gusts, so that just wants to serve as a reminder. If you have anything that is loose or not secured outside on your patio, you might want to take that down, bring it inside just for the next 2 days, because damage like this or objects like that can become flying debris to harm someone or their property, and you definitely don't want claims like that for those insurance companies. And we definitely don't want to be injuring our friends as well. So again, winds over 50 miles an hour are possible. Now going into tomorrow, we can see here we do have some more storm systems developing for the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, as this line continues to come through. Minneapolis getting in a little bit on that action as well. However, these strong storms look to stay north of the border into Canada. Maybe isolated areas of northern Michigan could see some action. So tomorrow's areas we are watching are North Dakota, South Dakota, parts of Nebraska, and northern Minnesota as those storms continue to move off towards Canada. We have our level 2 area where we can see those larger golf ball, ping pong ball size hail, and a level 1 penny, nickel, dime. Again, isolated, larger in some areas. So send us those photos, send us those reports so we can map those hail reports for you, for our viewers. So once again, the heat is still a concern. You can see areas with the orange. You can see that as a heat advisory going from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, even parts of Montana, and that excessive heat warning in that purple. We can see parts of Arizona and California in it as well. This is where your heat indices are over triple digits. And with the actual temperature getting into the 100s this week in Oklahoma, we can see those heat advisories beginning to rise as well. The good thing is the humidity and dew points look to be lowering, so it's not going to be as bad, but it's still pretty bad because you can't really tell the difference between 105 and it feels like of 120. It is just plain hot when you get down to the business. And looking at the next few days here in Oklahoma City, we're going to be over 100 and we're going to feel like we're over 100. Today, hitting that 100 mark, tomorrow 102, Wednesday 104, Thursday is going to be feeling like the hottest day with a 105 and then going down to 103 by Friday. And for us here in the OKC Metro, we're not going to have a rain chance for at least the next 10 days. So this heat is here to stay, getting into those extremely cautious areas, even those dangerous situations isolated in some areas. So hit the lake, cool down while you can, because looking at our extended temperature outlook, you can see this is the heat dome. You can see just how dark of a red this is, stretching from Houston, Dallas, St. Louis, Kansas City, all the way to Atlanta, Miami, Orlando. We're just going to be hot going into the first week of August. So really late July, we know it's the hottest time of the year. It really is the hottest time of the year right now, and we are really feeling those cruel summer effects. And we're switching gears. We're going from hail, heat, now to hurricanes. But right now, we're watching this area. It's a 20% chance of development from the next 2 to 7 days. A few days ago, you might have heard there was a higher chance. That's just because this area has run into a little bit of disturbance, some wind shear kind of pulling everything apart. It's not as organized right now, but as we get closer to the Caribbean and the Florida Keys, those waters are extremely warm. That could fuel this area of development. Once again, this was an area of disturbance that came off the African coast. We're nearing that time where we just get these waves after waves of potential tropical development. If this were to form into anything, the next name on the Atlantic list is Emily. Now, I talked about hurricanes. We're going to talk about our hailstorm highlight. So we had a 3-star hail event on Sunday over parts of Illinois, and we had not as many people impacted. We had isolated 2 inches of hail, and about 8,000 people and homes were impacted, just shy of 9,000. So scan that QR code so you can take it right to the website to get more maps just like this. Once again, this was a Sunday, a 3-star day, and then going to Saturday, we had another 3-star day in parts of Kansas. We had isolated 2.5-inch hail in some places, and we had 17,000 homes impacted. That includes some type of roof damage. You could see siding damage, even potential blown out windows and window damage. So again, scan that QR code, takes you right to our website so you can see all our products. And I want you to continue to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and you can always contact us to give us a call, email us, or check out our website for everything we have to offer here at Hail Trace. Well, that's all I have for today. Happy Monday, and we will see you back here tomorrow.